Hey YouTube, Untamed here. Today I am very excited to share with you my brand new 2024 Toyota. If you've been following my channel for a while, I've kind of teased two different options. It was between an underground 4Runner TRD Pro or an ice Cap White 1958 edition Land Cruiser. It was between those two things. I've got some mixed reviews from you guys. A lot of you were kind of teetering toward the trusty platform of the 4Runner, but also a handful of you, a good chunk of you are like, hey, try something new, try something different. You don't keep vehicles long enough anyway, try a Land Cruiser. It'd be good for the channel. And I don't disagree either way. And quite frankly, if I was a good YouTuber, I would have got the Land Cruiser. But ladies and gentlemen, we bought a 2024 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. Got an underground 4Runner here, and I'm super stoked to have been able to buy literally the last model year of the 5th generation 4Runner. If you've been following my channel for any length of time, you've probably seen a few of these on the channel. So I've beat it to death, right? This is super long in the tooth, this platform. There's a billion videos on YouTube about it. So from a YouTube standpoint and growing my YouTube channel, it's not the best buy. The Land Cruiser would have been for sure. But I bought this for me, guys. I truly believe that this is the last opportunity to get a kind of an older platform Toyota that sticks true and stays true to Toyota's roots. And that's reliability, simplicity, and affordability. You can maybe debate that last one because the price tag has gone up a little bit on the 5th gen here. But compared to the new 2025, like say, or excuse me, 2024 Tacoma TRD Pro, they hiked that price tag up over $65,000. And I would argue in 2025, when the new 6th generation 4Runner comes out, we're gonna see a similar price tag, even more. Historically speaking, the 4Runner's just a little bit more than the Tacoma. So I think we're gonna look at $68,000, $69,000 for that new 4Runner TRD Pro and Trail Hunter. So $56,000 here will quickly seem like a bargain come next year when you can no longer get this, and all you can get is the 4-cylinder turbocharged hybrid 4Runner TRD Pro. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you all around it if you care to see it, highlight the details. This is literally the most minimalist spec 4Runner TRD Pro that you can buy. There's only one option, one additional option above MSRP. I'm gonna show it to you today, so stick with me. So personally, I love this underground color. I absolutely love it. I think this will age very well. It's like that flat, dark gray. Voodoo Blue is probably my favorite, if we're being honest. This is my number 2, but they really are neck and neck. And I feel like this, just if you're gonna have a vehicle longer term, this is gonna quote unquote age better, and you're not gonna grow tired of looking at it, in my opinion. So with the 4Runner here, I believe we are going to see the Land Cruiser effect on it. We're going to see the FJ Cruiser effect, the Tundra effect. And what I mean by that is when Toyota transitions to a full new redesign and deviates totally from the old trusty, old archaic platforms and goes to a new one with hybridized technology and just a bunch of tech on the inside and spike up prices, the old ones quickly become extremely desirable. It's a forbidden fruit philosophy, right? We saw it most tremendously, I'd say, really between the Land Cruiser and the Tundra. Back in 2021 was the last year for the 200 series Land Cruiser within the US and the last year for the previous generation Toyota Tundra. Both of those vehicles the following year became wildly desirable. People were paying huge amounts to get back into a 5.7 liter V8. The old archaic, simplistic design of both that previous generation Tundra and Land Cruiser, people quickly missed. When we transition to trucks like that, I'll give you a better look, boop, that have way too much technology within it, a smaller displacement motor with a hybridized battery pack strapped to it, people quickly missed simplicity. So because of that, the previous generation Tundra values spiked upward a ton. Same goes for the 200 series Land Cruiser, because it is, to a lot of people, the last quote-unquote real Land Cruiser that we will ever have within the US with that V8. And just the inside, very nice, very plush, but nothing more than what you need on the interior. And same goes for the Tundra. A very nice spot to be, but nothing more than what you need, right? Whereas we go to the new one, the new 250 series here, the Prado, not technically the evolution of the 200 series, but people just don't love it the same, right? There's too much complexity to it, a tiny little 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine underneath the hood. People just aren't wildly crazy about it, and for good reason. So I do believe we're gonna see something similar with this. Maybe not on par with the 200 series. They built a lot less 200 series, that's important to note. But people will quickly miss the 4-liter naturally aspirated V6 underneath the hood of this 5th generation 4Runner. Mark my words, check this video out in a couple years. I bet you more than anything, we've seen it. History repeats itself, guys. With the FJ Cruiser too. In 2014, they did away with the FJ Cruiser here within the US. And what did we see? That FJ Cruiser has the same engine underneath the hood and same transmission, right? It has a manual option as well, but 5-speed automatic transmission, 4-liter naturally aspirated V6. And what did we see with those values? When Toyota took that away, that became an icon, right? I mean, FJ Cruiser has always been an icon, but they took it away and values just skyrocketed because people knew that they weren't going to be able to get something quite like that outside of the 5th generation 4Runner, right? A very simplistic, super simplistic platform that is pretty well tested by the end of its line there. So, all that to say, blah, 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 this 5th generation 4Runner, although it cost over $56,000 now in 2024 for this TRD Pro, I would argue that this will remain in the 50s for the next few years. For the next few years, this will easily be within the 50s, and I would say next year might even teeter upward towards 60. We'll see. We'll see. But that, I mean, historically speaking, that does happen. You know, even right now, the 2021 Toyota Land Cruiser Heritage Edition goes for MSRP. MSRP back in 21 was 89,000 some change, or 91 with the 3rd row. They now go for that, used with 30,000 miles. Isn't that crazy? And over 100,000 if it has just a few thousand miles on them. Here is that old, very, very simplistic interior, which, you know, I mean, for a lot of Americans, when they're buying vehicles and they get in here and they're like, what in the world? Tan headliner, what the heck? This isn't, got some hard plastics down here. Is that fake carbon fiber? What is that? People will get in here if they're not accustomed and if they don't really appreciate Toyota for what they've always stood for, they'll get in here and be like wildly underwhelmed, and I totally get that. So if you, especially if you're like sitting in a BMW that costs $56,000 and then you get in this, you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I'll show you the back seat, not a ton of space. We have another vehicle as the primary family hauler. I literally just bought this because of what I just said. I do believe that, yeah, I will have regretted not buying this come next year. And I think a lot of you guys might be in a similar boat. Last opportunity, because I remember even with people who did not buy that 2021 Land Cruiser Heritage Edition when they could and watched the values just skyrocket on them afterward, they were kicking themselves. And I feel like I would kick myself on this, not just for the value's sake, but no kidding, being able to buy a brand new 5th generation 4Runner while I still could, and missing that opportunity, that would have really bothered me. So I wasn't going to let it happen with the 4Runner here. Not to mention, when my favorite color, Underground, came available at my local dealership, and my local dealership's wonderful. They were awesome to work with for this. So shout out to Ken Gar of Toyota here in Cheyenne. Kevin Harris, he's a GM. Robert Burke here, he's a sales manager here at Toyota in particular. Both of those gentlemen were wonderful to work with, and I super appreciate them. So give them a look if you are in the market. Might get a couple more in here before they go away. Personally, I do prefer nice stuff like this, by the way, sorry. Like having a manual rear hatch. I love that. You know, I mean, I don't need to hit a button for it to close, just one more piece of tech to fail. So I appreciate this, or like the little grab strap there. I appreciate that, as silly as it is. With it being the 5th generation 4Runner, the iconic rear window coming up and down is still a feature, of course, which I love. But that new 6th generation 4Runner, I just wonder if it's going to live up to expectations. I've been pretty disappointed with the new generation Toyotas at large. TRD catback exhaust with that black tip. The new generation Toyotas have just, I don't know, they keep falling short for me, and maybe I'm just getting old. And I understand there's value in appreciating change and adapting with the times and being open-minded. There's goodness to that, of course, but I think for a lot of Toyota enthusiasts, why fix what's not broken, right? And maybe they couldn't have, they had to make a new generation 4Runner. I get it. I mean, it's long in the tooth. This has been off forever, guys. But to transition to a 4-cylinder, turbocharged 4-cylinder hybridized only platform, it's just, I don't know. That doesn't sit right with me. And hiking up the price tag so much is perhaps the most frustrating part. TRD skid plate down below. Things that you guys have all seen on the channel before, of course. But I'm very, very excited to have gotten this, especially in this color. I appreciate Terra for being unique as it is, but for me, it's just, I don't know if I could have lived with Terra every single day. Underground, I can live with this. This is great. Kind of like that dark battleship gray. Looks incredible. Let me pop the hood, remind you what we're working with under here. And I encourage you, go look underneath the hood of a new Tacoma TRD Pro and compare. What do we got? What they look like by comparison. Look at that. So this here, look at that. Look how look how simplistic that is. Right? There's, you know, one little engine cover to it. There's not a million wires running around like a rat's nest. If you look at the new Tacoma TRD Pro with the hybridized platform there, you're gonna be just like, what in the world is going on underneath here? I have a couple videos showing it. Same with the new Land Cruiser, sporting the same exact engine, the iForce Max, 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged platform. This here, it is a big, sorry, I'm kind of noticing something that's kind of wonky. Maybe it's not, maybe it's not. Sorry, I'm actually looking at this for the first time. This is not in alignment with what I'm talking about here. Yikes, I don't know. Does that look, I don't know if it's supposed to look like that. All cracked out. Weird. Huh. I don't know if you guys can see that actually. See this? It's all like kind of looks like a bunch of cracks in it. Weird. Over here too. Well, I didn't plan for this to be in the video, guys. Gosh. Oh man. Okay, well, I don't know. That does not appear to be normal. That does not appear to be normal whatsoever. This is not, yeah, I don't know. So this is running contrary to everything I just everything I just said. Yikes. The whole entire thing looks like it's all, look at that. This is the engine casing here, all around it. Weird. I don't think that's what we want to be. Yeah, that is like legit cracked out. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys a good view of this, but okay, well, is it too late to get a 6th generation 4Runner TRD Pro? What in the world? What in the world? I had never seen that before. The entire thing is all cracked out. Huh. Well, I'm gonna get to the bottom of that before we upload this video. I'm glad I looked at that at least. Huh. Well, let's well, I guess for the sake of documentation, let's show you the mileage on this guy. We're at 58. Let's finish this video. This is not gonna have the same ring to it for the rest of this video. Yikes. Okay, but we're gonna finish it out. We're gonna finish this video. I really don't know how to feel about this at the moment. Gosh. Okay, well, let me show you the window sticker, and I'll show you. Alright, so we have one option on this particular one, and that is just a blackout emblem overlays out back. There's the starting MSRP, and then we just teetered up just to that, but of course you have that delivery processing handling fee that you really can't escape, bringing it up to $56,750. there you have it, guys. This right here, 3-star for your passengers. No bueno. Rollover, no bueno. Imagine the new generation 4Runner will probably bump that up just a smidge, I would hope. 17 miles to the gallon. Not so great. That's on a good day, if we're being honest with each other. Yeah, I'd probably get around 15, 16 generally when I drive this around. But I often throw on aftermarket tires, and that brings it down 1 or 2 as well, typically. Here, I'll show you. These are the blackout overlays out back. TRD Pro badge in the bottom right. And that's it. Towing capacity 5,000 pounds with the 4Runner here, but with the cracked engine, perhaps 2,500 pounds might be where we're at the moment. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'll of course follow up with you guys. I'll let you know what comes of that, of course, and have a conversation with the dealership and see what their thoughts are on it. But I imagine whatever it is, I'll be able to work it out with Ken Garff here. They have been wonderful to me. You guys know I do a lot of videos, and oftentimes I poke at the new Tundra, I poke at the new Tacoma, I poke at these new generation vehicles, and the GM here, he doesn't tell me not to. He's like, hey, kind of speak your truth to it. You're welcome to come check out any vehicle you ever want to. Have an Untamed review channel where I kind of do deep dives into every vehicle, and they've just been awesome about it. So it's pretty cool, and I think that's important to note, that he lets me come check out these vehicles and drive them around for a bit, do full up reviews, even if I don't love them, right? And I don't have to hype them up. I don't have to hype up the dealership. He doesn't make me do that. So for those reasons alone, I think, I don't know, I really do appreciate that. He's like, hey, stay true to form. Your audience on YouTube, they appreciate you being honest about your thoughts on things, even if it means not getting press invites to Toyota events by not actively spouting love for the new vehicles here. But so shout out to Ken Garff. That's ultimately all that to say. So I'll follow up with you guys, let you know what comes of the engine there. Maybe I'm overthinking it, perhaps. So we'll see. Thanks for watching, as always. Until next time.